Is it over for Citadel? By looking at the filings, okay, because today was the deadline and we all have a bunch of good surprises since 2 weeks where we've seen bunch of banks, bunch of hedge funds, bunch of new suits coming into the play and buying and even adding for the biggest one of them like Vanguard, BlackRock, Schwab, Fidelity are adding big time. Plus, one of the biggest, if not the biggest and the most successful hedge fund manager in the name of Jim Simmons, buying and tripling down on his position on AMC. But looking at where Citadel stands when it comes to those filing, things are looking a little bit interesting, and you will know exactly why, because this is Fintel and displaying the institutional ownership page, and you can see that as of today, August 16th, Citadel Advisors LLC disclosed a decrease of 81% into the position they had originally on AMC Stock. Right now, they were sitting on 136,000 shares, but the last time they disclosed the filings, they were sitting on 736,000 shares. Now, when you jump into the details around where Citadel is actually sitting currently, you don't have a lot of things when it comes to the actual shares. Instead, which we already knew. Instead, you have an update on Citadel Advisors LLC has a history of taking positions in derivatives of underlying security AMC in the form of stock options, and they have actually 5.9 million call options valued at more than almost $340 million, and 8.4 million put options valued at $476 million. I guess they are short selling. Okay, they are. They have more puts than calls, which the fact that they have calls tells me that they are not 100% sure of the strategy about short selling AMC. So if they are not 100% sure about AMC going to the ground, and they've been sitting on this for 7-8 months now, and if things were that easy, if AMC was really going to $1, why is this not the case 8 months? Because with other short squeezes, it goes back up, it goes back down immediately, like we saw with rocket companies last couple of months ago. But on top of that, the fact that you have September 1st with the UMR calling, the UMR automated margin call that's going to be into place, and the executive director, Bob Stewart, shouting out to those firms that, hey, like 90% of you are not ready. A bunch of you guys are not ready for what is coming, and we might see a spike into margin calls coming out to you guys because we know you are overextended. Now, we already know with the short interest spiking, with what we see on RTX is just an estimate, but it gives it confirms what we already know, okay? Because synthetics and naked shorts are maybe counting now in terms of billions of shares, which we know at a point these guys will have to cover, right? Why in the heck other institutions are adding up a bunch of shares to AMC stock in the positions where Citadel is reducing the shares and keeping the amount? Now, the other thing we have to look at is the amount where the reverse repo is currently sitting at now. It's sitting at what? A little bit over $1 trillion. Maybe it came back down, today, a couple of hours ago. But the latest update I saw, when I looked at it, it was over $1 trillion. Which, when you have such an amount of, the reverse repo, it's either two situations. Either banks and hedge funds are sitting on a bunch of cash, which I don't think is the case, because if they were sitting on a bunch of cash, they will double down on AMC and bring these down to $2 a share. Okay? So it's not that, at least according to my personal opinion. Now, it's either sitting on too much cash or sitting on not having enough collateral. And with treasury collateral being rare, things are not looking good for these guys. And then you have other professionals coming in and saying, hey, the new margin requirements for trading derivatives September is lining up to see a lot of new regulations going live. With treasury collateral getting more expensive, one just wonders when the breaking point is going to be. The long-term thesis for shorting AMC and GameStop stopped making sense months ago. Yeah, because these guys are just dipping, going, I mean, the hole is just getting digged even deeper. It's going to cost more now to maintain these shorts. It's been 8 months, man. Just throw the towel. When are these lenders going to say enough? Because even these lenders are part of the market participants, which at a point, if they are also on the same bag as Citadel, they're going to throw the towel. It's going to create a domino effect. So guys, at this point, things are not really looking good for Citadel, especially if you have other hedge funds, other banks adding up, at least as of June 36. But even when you look at the technicals, even when you look at where the data is sitting, what the chart are saying, the writings are in front of us, guys, on the walls. So it's just a matter of time, man. It's just a game. It's just a patience game at this point. It is gonna happen. But question is, will you still be holding in order to see those 4, 5, 6 digits price? I don't know.